And again, while I'm at it, here, flat Earth simply means an ongoing investigation into the full dimensions of the Earth that we share. People like me believed it was a globe for the majority of my life until I tried to prove it to myself. And very quickly, the cult programming, the religious beliefs that I held, soon fizzled out to nothing, because it's not a globe. It is absolutely retarded and preposterous for anybody to tell you that it is a globe or try and claim that it's a globe.
Hey Dale, I'm not here to snipe or cause any troubles. I was just going to ask if I could maybe have a word with you. If not, that's okay. I'll just leave.
Well, Timmy, it's a wee bit ignorant to just pop uninvited, you know? What's
I
the
know.
word?
It's early too, so I guess I could let you get through your monologue if you would prefer to have a chat later.
What is it you want to have a chat to me about?
Well, I think that I'm kind of being misrepresented here with that article. I just talked to the guy after IPS talked to him, and everybody knows that IPS has been using other people's names and lying and doing a bunch of just kind of dirty tactics. So he ended up just linking to my videos, and the thumbnail happened to be of you. And really, it's no hurt feelings. Like my channel is kind of about satire and kind of trying to bring humor back into this whole arena.
Good. Well, it needs a bit of humour. You know, I'm quite a serious guy when it comes to things like this. I'd like to laugh the same as anybody else, but the same as you're saying about being misrepresented. There's an article that's got nothing to do with me, but yet I'm involved in it, so I could say the same in return, man. You know.
Yeah, and really, if you care, I would change the thumbnail right now so that people won't see that thumbnail, if it really does matter to you.
It's really Disney, man. You know, at the end of the day, as you had said in the email, publicity is publicity. So I'd rather that people were coming to me to hear my side of things and they're not going somewhere else. So by all means, leave it there, man. It's absolutely no sweat to me at all. You know?
No, I agree. I would actually like, I wish that it would actually link to your channel instead of just showing your thumbnail, but hopefully some people will find your channel through that article. But I still have a lot of questions about the flat Earth, and I think that the globe Earth has more empirical evidence, the kind of evidence that you require, the natural science type. And when we deny the sky that is telling us we're on a sphere, it's just kind of intellectually dishonest, in my opinion, Del.
No, I can say the exact same thing back, and you know my stance here, Timmy. If you can't come to reality, the way I see it, then we've got a problem. I can say that you want to talk about the sky. I want to talk about the no measurable curvature and the fact that the place is covered in water. Fluid mechanics and how fluids behave on Earth are well understood, applied every single day, observed every single day by everybody alive. So we have two things here. We have something that we can test and observe every single day right in front of me, or we can postulate stories about the stars and the luminaries that we have absolutely no measurement of what they're made of, where exactly they are. So we're a bit of a stalemate, and that's as far as I think it can go, man.
But Del, we have tons of videos that show obstruction due to the Earth's curvature. I mean, truthfully, the sun does set every day as well. From 5 to 10 minutes, it doesn't change in angular diameter as it goes throughout our sky. I mean, we have to use logic and reasoning with this kind of thing, because if we're going to use perspective for how the sun sets, well, we should also see the sun get smaller as well. So I have a lot to say about this, and
you're arguing against something that I don't claim. About what the sun should and shouldn't do. I quite clearly say the sky is of no relevance to me, because I don't know what these things are. Until I know what it is I'm observing, I'm at a loss, and that is me being intellectually honest. I searched extensively to try and prove to myself that it was a globe. The very fact that there's missing curvature and that the liquid tells me that it cannot be the exterior of any object, then I have a real issue there. So there's a lack of understanding as far as I'm concerned in regards to the luminaries. But as I've stated clearly, it's an ongoing investigation, and they merit as much investigation as anything else. So if you can prove by that it's measurable, that the Earth is a sphere by that, by all means. But for me, it's a red herring. I'll call it sophism. You do not get measurable measurable shape for the Earth you're standing upon by looking into the sky. It's totally illogical as far as I'm concerned. So I think we should focus on where's the measurable curvature, and how things behave here, natural physics. I've heard this before about things being obscured over looking over distance, and it's usually over water straight in front of you. I've made it clear how I see that. We have to take into consideration swells, we have to take into consideration tide, if it's coming in or if it's going out. These things have to be repeated en masse, not just somebody randomly getting a confirmation bias by seeing something. That's no science. I mean, you should know that.
Yeah, absolutely. But many times when we're doing these observations, you're higher than the water will ever be. So swaves and waves are just not really a worthy excuse. And as far as over land, the longest line of sights that I showed you a while back, they have to be very high on a mountain. If they weren't high on that mountain, the mountain that they would be looking at would be completely obscured. So, I mean, this is proof, this is evidence of curvature, but I just don't understand why you don't take that in as evidence.
Well, I'm not seeing anything measurable. I'm seeing contradicting images and videos from people that are showing two contrasting things here and there. So it's not anything exacting. It's not something that can be depended upon right now. So who knows what the future holds? I don't rule anything out. If something is proved to me measurable, and it's repeated over and over and over again, I'll accept it. I'm not a reality denier. I accept reality for what it actually is. And for me right now, it's an ongoing investigation. Me and you on YouTube are not going to be the people to resolve that. It has to come into a wider audience, a wider community. And I've stated it clearly, if you're for science and you're for finding and discovering truth, you should be pushing for the scientific community and the world at large to open its arms up to this investigation and put it to bed once and for all. I don't see why there's a problem with that.
I agree, and the last thing I'll say is you might not think that I'm real, Del, but I know that you are, okay? So I'm letting everyone know, and I've always told this to you, I know that you actually believe what you say, and you're really trying to figure this out. So I will continue to try to send you evidence your way because you're open to it. So I thank you for that, man. And at the end of the day, we're talking about the objective shape of the Earth. And if it turns out to be sphere or a popcorn shape, I'm after the truth as well, man. So thanks for having me on.
Hey, brother, man. Take care.
You too.
Cheers, man. So, we'll get to these comments now. Bear with me, people, till I get this on the screen. Peachy, nobody is manipulating me, man. Get a grip. Don't keep making these statements. Oh, you're being manipulated. I ain't no fucking spring chicken. I ain't no gullible guy. Nobody is fucking manipulating me. Okay? Anyway. Where are we? My channel. And thanks to anybody who, promotes the message here, the platform. I can only appreciate anybody for getting the message spread. As I said there a wee minute ago, it should be obvious to people by now that this is not going away, that it's grown and there's an increased interest in this. And science, clearly should never be shying away from question, regardless of what that question is. And especially when there's an ever-increasing number of people who are, now posing that question. It has to be dealt with amicably, with respect, and open and transparent for everybody to, have a look through, sift through what the actual proofs are, so that we can then put this to bed once and for all. And as I say, anybody, this false dichotomy, flat against globe or globe against concave, blah, blah, let's get rid of all that. Let's everybody and everybody camp start just pushing that message that we need this looked at on a mass scale, out in the open, in the public arena, and then we can